Week 11 of the 2021 NFL season is over, and today, as we head into Week 12, I'll be giving you guys my updated NFL playoff predictions for this 2021 season. And that said, a lot of things can still happen over the next month of this 2021 season, but this is where I think things stand as we head into Week 12. So that said, let's get into it with our bracket. Kansas City takes over the number one projected seed in my AFC bracket. The Chiefs over the past couple of weeks have looked phenomenal, to say the least. It looks like they're finally starting to click as an offense. And, I mean, they only scored 19 points against the Cowboys, but then again, their defense really had a great performance against Dallas, only allowing 9 points there to the Cowboys, which is known for their offense. So, yeah, so Kansas City, I mean, offensively, it looks like things are starting to be put together, which is awesome for them. And defensively, it's only getting better. So the Chiefs really like where that team is going, and I think they're going to have a very strong finish this season and end up getting that number one overall seed. Honestly, though, like, we don't know anything about this 2021 season. It just feels like the NFL this season is so unpredictable to the point where, I mean, we could see, hell, the Colts could be the number one overall seed for all we know at the end of the season because of how unpredictable it is. I mean, we got the Chiefs number one right now for me, but I mean, any of those 7 teams that I've got projected for the playoffs right now could potentially make a run and get that number one seed. It's just an insane season. I mean, we saw the Packers lost this weekend to the Vikings. The Titans lost this weekend to the one-win Texans. It was unreal. But, yeah, so Kansas City's my number one seed in the AFC right now. Tennessee, I've got them at number 2. I had Tennessee as my number 1 last week, but, yeah, Tennessee, that's another example of how unpredictable the season is. They were the one that lost to Houston there. So, I mean, that was a tough loss for Tennessee, but I'm still pretty confident that that team is consistent enough to get a few good wins down the stretch, and they'll finish out as number 2 in the AFC. Number 3, really like where the Patriots are going. They're playing very well right now. They continue to improve. Young football team that continues to get better. Really like, once again, where they're going. So I've got the Patriots at my number 3, and Ravens are my number 4. Baltimore, obviously, I mean, it's an interesting situation for them as well right now. But, yeah, Ravens, I like that football team. They're going to be my number 4 and win the AFC North. And then you got the Bills at number 5. Buffalo and New England are 2 very interesting teams there in the AFC East. And I think the Patriots end up winning that division. I think the Patriots go on a run here in the next couple of weeks. Plus, the Bills it looks like they're cold right now. They lost to the Indianapolis Colts 41-15 this past weekend. So, Bills, I've got them at number 5, playing the Ravens in the wild card round. But we'll see. I mean, Bills could also win that division. I would not be surprised, but as of right now, I got the Patriots. Number 6, speaking of which, is the Colts. They had that huge win over the Bills, and they are hot right now. One of the hottest teams in the NFL. I've got Indianapolis going on a run here over the next few weeks and getting up to that number 6 seed. That'd be a great spot for them. Chargers are my number 7, but honestly, that number 7 seed could be like 5 different teams. There are several teams that could get that position. I mean, you got the Raiders, who are kind of in the background right now, but they haven't looked too good the past couple of weeks. Broncos, who knows about them? I mean, you got Browns, don't forget about them. You got Bengals, who are looking good right now. So that's like 4 or 5 already. I mean, there are several teams that could get the 6 and 7 seeds, but as of right now, I'm going to do Colts and Chargers. Justin Herbert, like where the Chargers are going as we head into Week 12. As for the NFC, also very interesting. We got 5 teams that I'm pretty confident in. And in the NFC, it's just a matter of what seeds they'll get. But I've got Arizona at number 1 this week. Arizona with Colt McCoy has played just fine. And once they get Kyler Murray back, I mean, that team is going to be tough to beat. And we saw that over the first month of this season. I mean, they were brutal. I mean, it was impossible to beat them. The Packers were the only team that could. So, yeah, with Kyler Murray, once he gets back, Cardinals are going to be a tough team to beat. And I think they get enough wins to get that number 1 overall seed right now. Packers are my number 2. I've had Packers at number 1 past couple of weeks, but I've got Packers at number 2 this week. Green Bay, interesting team there. They lost to Minnesota this past weekend, but I still think they're good enough to get a top 2 seed. Buccaneers are my number 3. Can't go against Tom Brady. Number 4 is Dallas. The Cowboys, they didn't look the best this weekend against Kansas City, but, I mean, they've got a couple injuries too once they get Amari Cooper back. CeeDee Lamb, he had a concussion. Haven't heard too much about him. But, yeah, so Dallas is my number 4. I think that they're the clear winner of the NFC East right now. But the Eagles are in the background there. Watch out for Philly. Los Angeles Rams are my number 5. Really like the Rams. I mean, that NFC West is a tough division. Arizona, you got the Rams, you got the 49ers starting to go on a hot streak here. And Seahawks are a lost cause, it looks like, at this point. So I've got Rams. I mean, it's going to be close between Cardinals and Rams to win that division, but as of right now, I'm going to go with Arizona. But Rams are a solid 5 seed, I think. I'm pretty confident that, like, Cowboys at number 4 and Rams at number 5 seems very reasonable to me right now as we head into the later parts of November here. I don't expect Dallas to be potentially they could sneak up to number 3, but I could not see Dallas being a 2 or a 1 seed heading into playoffs. But I am pretty confident Dallas wins their division, and I think that the Rams are going to be just short of winning their division, but they'll be a solid 5. Number 6 is Minnesota Vikings. They look good this past weekend, and they're a favorable team. I like where they're going. Minnesota's my number 6, and 49ers, I got them at number 7. San Francisco kind of going on a hot streak as well right now. Watch out for them. So that being said, that's what your bracket looks like for the wild card round. Let's see what I've got for my projected results. We got the Chargers, of course, beating Tennessee. I think if the Chargers get into the playoffs, they're a very dangerous football team. And Tennessee, I mean, they're kind of inconsistent, kind of a tough team to predict on. So I'm going to go with Chargers there. Patriots beat Colts, Bills over Baltimore as well. I mean, I like the Bills to make a run in the playoffs. I also like the Patriots potentially make a run. I mean, Mac Jones is a rookie quarterback, so potentially that could make it tougher for them to make it to the Super Bowl. But I think the Bills, they've got some good experience now. Last season they were in the AFC Championship game, and Kansas City, of course, can't go against Pat Mahomes. He's got all the experience in the world in the AFC right now. And then as for the NFC, we got Rams. I've got them over Cowboys in Dallas, Buccaneers over Vikings, and then we got Packers over 49ers. Minnesota, watch out for them. I mean, Kirk Cousins obviously is under pressure in big games. I mean, Kirk Cousins never plays too well, so I'm not gonna go against Tom Brady in that matchup. And obviously Aaron Rodgers potentially. I mean, this could be his year. Who knows? That being said, let's look at the winners of those games. I got Kansas City over Los Angeles, and then Bills over Patriots. Once again, really like Buffalo. If they can get into the playoffs at a decent seed, really like Buffalo to make a run potentially. Cardinals got them at number 1. They'll be the Rams, and then Packers beat Bucks, the number 3 seed there. But obviously, I mean, when you got Tom Brady in the playoffs, that's when the games are so tough to predict, because, I mean, you got the Buccaneers who, I mean, defensively, they got some great talent. They're pretty beat up right now, so injuries are going to play a major factor there as well. I mean, which team is the healthiest could potentially win that game there. But, yeah, so Arizona, really like them. I'm going to go with Packers and Arizona then in the NFC Championship, and then Chiefs and Bills in the AFC Championship game. Rematch there, and it would be in Kansas City as well, according to my seeding right now. And I'm going to go with Bills-Cardinals for this week's Super Bowl matchup potentially. I'm going to go Buffalo. Really like that football team once again. I mean, they're kind of inconsistent. They haven't played the best over the past few weeks, but I think Buffalo is one of the teams that I'm most confident in. And Cardinals, I'm going to go them over Packers. Obviously, it's tougher to play a team when you're only playing them once in the regular season. Sometimes it's tougher to beat them twice in the same year, and so I think Arizona, I'm going to go with them right now, but obviously it's a long shot, and it's kind of a shot in the dark trying to predict those games right now. But just for the heck of it, that's what I've got for this week. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below on these predictions, and I appreciate you guys all watching as always. Stay tuned for more from All Sports Central. I'll see you later.